In society today, we are being attacked constantly with inauthentic conversations. Fakeness, trying to look cool, trying to be somebody we're not. That is why the Damn Dude podcast is here to have the authentic conversations that need to be had in a way that will make you think and say, Damn Dude.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude podcast.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
This is season 3, episode 29, and I am your host, California Cal, one of the cool Californians left in this state. Welcome to the show, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, this is season 3, episode 29. That means we got a couple hundred episodes out. Yeah, it's been fun, you guys. It's been fun. And it's been hella fun, like, doing this all again. Like, my little hiatus from podcasting for a month or so was, took a little bit bigger toll on me than I realized. At the same time, I realized it was so necessary. It was kind of like part of my it's part of my learning to escape from chaos. And to not create chaos for myself, right? Because I'm not trying to do that. You know, I just thought of, that's kind of a cool, I don't know, brand or name or something. Chaos. K-Yas. K. Yas, Queen. Yas. We creating chaos. Chaos Queen. Okay, maybe that's really fucking stupid, but at the same time, there's been way dumber shit that's made millions and millions of dollars. So that's yours if you want it. You're welcome. Do what you will. Just give me a shout. Give the show a shout out. How about that? Damn Dude podcast. So you guys and gals, friends and pals, hims and he's and theys and thems and ghost self and pronoun nouns and noun pronouns. And you know what? Everybody talks about their pronouns. Why? I am so offended that nobody addresses me and calls me by my adjectives. What the fuck? You bigots. You selfish piece of shit. You got me losing my religion up in here. Okay, guys. I had all these serious topics, and we're going to get to them, of course. But I wasn't feeling silly at all. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm excited to go pick up my kiddo. And I'm excited to have been getting shit done. Yeah, I mean. So, okay, I kind of just went a little crazy. I realized I should finish this up because I kind of am in a hurry. Well, not necessarily a hurry, but I've got a exact, like, small window of time to work with to be able to get this episode done and to get the rest of the things that I'm trying to do done. So, yeah, that's what it is. Again, I apologize for no direct video on this if you guys, you know, I swear I will get them all up. I'm just, I'm getting there. And I think it's kind of cool to be able to, like, well, yeah, because this show is about being timeless and creating timeless classics. Oh, I realized I kind of just got into this and got so excited and started saying stuff. I am all over the place if you couldn't tell. I was going to say, if you're new to the show and you haven't tuned out my fucking all over the place and this didn't lose you yet, I swear I always wrap up all the topics and it all makes sense in the end. I'm not as crazy as I seem. Or I'm a little crazier than I say. I don't know how to put that. But this show exists to help educate, entertain, and make an impact on the different contexts and perspectives that we have in life. Because I truly believe that the more access we have to different contexts and perspectives, the easier, smoother, cooler, and just flat out doper life is to navigate through. You dig? So, okay, without bushing around what people would call ADD, I call it having fun. Let's actually get into this shit. So, something that I observe and is really funny. I started the show like a fucking maniac, you guys. I acknowledge it. But it's all about having fun in the sun, and having fun isn't hard if you got your library card. So, parents who teach and actively train their kids paranoia and fear, rather than breathing and thinking and freedom and fun. So, how does that look in real life? Well. Let's see, where do we start? There's so many examples of this. Okay, for example, I remember like my little brother provided a lot of these insights for me growing up, and my mom, and society, and my mom's relationship to my brother and his crazy shit he was always doing. Like, my brother was a nut when he was a little kid. Shout out to my brother Chimps. Fucking love you, dude. Hope you're having fun out in Alaska. It looks like it. Whatchamacallit? Like, my brother, when he was little, he would just climb everything. Like, I'm not kidding, dude. Like, he would climb like the door frames and like all in the house. He'd be like spider monkeying through the hallway. He'd be like hanging off of railings and just he was nuts all the time, climbing trees, fucking bricks, houses, this, that, whatever the fuck is climbable, my brother's climbing. So it's funny because he's still like that. But so I would observe things like, I remember there's one specific thing, and this was like a real big turning point for me in my observation of this in life, really. What the fuck was that? Oh. Excuse me. My lukewarm coffee. Who's lukewarm? Why is it called that? The fuck? Okay, anyway. Lucas warm. This is a really it's really Brian warm, or it's really William warm. It's not quite lukewarm. My coffee's probably more about a Smithersby warm. No, a Smitherby's just a touch above a Smither. So maybe a Smitty. No, probably like a Brandon warm, or it's Joseph warm. Okay, no. So anyways, my brother would be fucking climbing shit all the time, everywhere. And I remember he's in preschool. Well, this is like, mini school? Is that the same thing as preschool? I don't know. Preschool, mini school is what the fuck it was called. I went there too. Shout out to mini school and Miss Weaver. But I remember my brother goes and he's like 2.5 years old, maybe 3. And he goes and he's climbing the big fence that like divides the outside public park to the school. And it's like, it's a pretty high chain link fence, right? But it's like, if you know how to climb a chain link fence, you understand how fucking simple it is to climb a chain link fence. Like, it's not hard. It doesn't really take much strength. It's just doable, right? But if you don't know and you don't understand and you just go, oh my God, they're way up there, like, then it appears as scary or some shit. So my brother is at the fucking, like, about to crest over the top. And then the teachers run on there going, oh my God. My mom goes, shut up, like, shh, like, you're gonna scare him, like, and they're all like, don't yell at him to get down, and like, mom's like, dude, no. And so she's like, all right, like, come on down, like, come climb down, you know. And but in that moment, like, that did and spoke so loud, because it was like, no, like, don't, oh my God, you're gonna fall. It's like, why would you go and create that for him, right? So it's like, parents unconsciously are teaching their kids paranoia and fear. And it's like, you're gonna fall. How many times do parents say that, right? And it's easy to say because it's like, whoa, you see it. And you're like, well, bro, like, you do that, you're going to fall. It makes sense, right? But here's the thing, though. It's like, what if they weren't gonna fall and you still told them they're gonna fall? What does that do to you guys' trust? Let's say they've fucking, like, done it enough times to where, like, they know they're not gonna fall, but it looks sketchy, but they know how to do it. It's like, what are we going to inject into that, right? So it's like, It's easy to say things like that. Whoa, 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 careful, careful, you're going to get hurt. It's so easy to say things like that. But that's kind of the whole point and idea of being a conscious person and being a conscious parent and being a conscious role model and somebody who's conscious of themselves and their brain and their thinking and their ways and habits, right? So it's like my mom really fucking stood up and was like, no, don't say that. And she said, watch. Climb down. Like, you got this. You could do it. And then when he gets down, we yell at him or whatever the fuck he needs to get in trouble for, right? And it's like, it wasn't like, I'm kind of joking, right? Like, it's one of those things like, dude, like, nah, bro, like, that's not cool, you know? But it's like, hold on, let's get him down safely, then get him in trouble if getting in trouble is what was necessary, right? And it's like, it's not really like he needs to get in trouble. It's more just like, he needs to understand that this isn't like the time and place to do that. You know what I mean? It's just like there's basic like guidelines and whatever, because it's like my brother's up there climbing, then what are all the rest of the kids going to want to do, right? And realistically, that's probably good for everybody. But when it comes to like you've got lawsuits and safety and this and that and then there's all these rules and shit, it's like, okay, like fine, you know? So let's have a happy medium, and it's like, let's not teach kids to be scared and teach them that they're going to fall. Let's teach them, hey, here's how you remain calm in a pretty sketchy situation. You dig? So it's like, dude, how many parents are out there teaching them? Like, I remember observing, like, I'm not going to put anybody on blast, but it's like, I remember, how do I even tell this story correctly? Okay, so there's a kid I observed, and the parents would teach this kid that, like, spray bottles and stuff were, like, fucking like the devil practically, like it's evil, oh they'll kill you and da 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 and like all this stuff. So then it got to a certain point where the kids started getting older. It was like, hey, can you go grab that bottle? And the kid's like, like you're trying to kill me. And it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, that's a trip. You know, it's like we went a little too far. Now that's a very small thing that could be corrected and whatever, right? But it's just the sake of perspective. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we don't want our kids to think playing with fucking bottles are safe. And like, you know, it's like it's cleaner and all that shit. You don't want them thinking it's safe. And at the same time, we don't want them thinking it's scary. Like, it's not scary. You just have to know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. It's like, I think when kids learn how to use their bodies and their own thinking and their own judgment, rather than learning that things are scary, the amount of success and openness and just how cool that kid's gonna grow up and be is like directly reflecting in how many things they're trained and taught are scary versus how many things they're trained and taught to use correctly.
Damn, dude.
Because there's a big difference. It's like, if you just hop in a car and just start driving and you've never done it, you have no like understanding of the rules of the roads or anything. It's like, I remember when I was a kid, like I would go and take my parents' car, I would fucking go driving, and like, I didn't know the fucking rules of the road. I knew how to fucking off-road out in the desert, and I know how to operate the car barely, but like, I would still like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like, that's, where was I going with that? It's like, I'm just out there being an idiot and still making it work, but it's like, it's like, my parents were always very like, yeah, driving's cool, driving's fun, it's to be appreciated, we're to love it, you're to take care of your car, this and that, right? Like, that was my perspective on like vehicles and motorsports and shit like that. It's like, yeah, like this is a cool, fun thing. Like, you know, we're really lucky to get to go and drive out to the desert and then go ride around on motorcycles and like, you know what I'm saying? All these sorts of things like that. So if for me, I was taught a healthy relationship to the dangers and things that are scary about motor vehicles in general, right? Or just things on wheels, really. Like, I grew up jumping my bike and fucking doing crazy skateboard stuff and all of that stuff. You know, like I have and had a very healthy relationship to the danger of those sports and activities. Now it's like, because of that, I can still, as like somebody who's getting up in my physical age, sort of, like, I don't even like relating to myself like that. There's just the reality of it, or the physicalness of it. But it's like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to ever have me stop doing wheelies on my motorcycle. You're never going to have me stop fucking doing power slides and burnouts and just whatever the fuck, right? Like, like, nothing's going to make me stop that. Like, you know what I mean? I'll always find some version of it. And that's because I have a healthy relationship to it. So even after breaking my skull, neck, and back in 8 places on a motorcycle, after have broken 67 bones all throughout my body, skateboarding, fucking surfing, motorcycles, just being clumsy, like whatever, right? I have a very healthy relationship with my understanding of, okay, you already got hurt. That's the worst that could happen. Now what? Now just learn how to do this safer, smarter, learn how to perfect it. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a healthy mentality to have, because when I'm fucking 70 and I'm out skateboarding, other 70-year-olds are going to look at me like, how are you doing that? I'm too old. I already have people right now telling me they're too old. I have people younger than me telling me they're too old to keep skateboarding, to keep fucking rapping, to keep making music, to keep trying on their business, or to keep living their dream, or whatever the fuck it is. I have people younger than me telling me they're too old. So it's like, no, all it is a mentality, and that's all it takes. And you're never too old to keep learning new shit and shifting perspective, right? So for me, it's like, I'm always trying new shit. I'm always into new shit. Like right now, like I have my baseline of stuff that I really love, right? Like my motorcycles, I love plants, I love learning about stuff like that. I love learning about health, I love learning about spiritual things. I love music, I love family, I love all these things, right? But the latest little activity, my little activities and like things I'm into is so fucking random, dude. Like you can never keep up with it. So it's like my girlfriend just cracks the fuck up and like, dude, like what are we listening to now, man? Like she used to kind of crack up, but now she knows that like the stuff I find is like it's funny. It's like, bro, why are you listening to this? And then you stop and you sit with it for a while and you're like, oh, this is fucking cool. Like, okay. And then, so it's like, I don't know, dude. I don't even know what I'm getting. Oh, is to experiment with different things. So like over the last 2 weeks, what I've really, really been into, I mean, it's like even prior to this, I was into like wood carving. I was carving all these wood staffs and pieces and all this shit. I'm still like kind of into it. I've just got excited about other things, and I just kind of need more materials and this and that, whatever. So the latest thing is like I've been experimenting with making incense, and it's been pretty fucking fun, dude. I've been like really loving and getting into all the different smells of all different types of incense and the type of relationship and tool that is, because aromatics are such a powerful thing. So especially when they use different aromas in ceremonies, it's like it really like grounds whatever the vision, message, idea, tool, instruction, whatever is in such a major way, because it's like, dude, it's the same way that it's like a smell can all of a sudden teleport you back to being like fucking 6 years old, or fucking back to 7th grade, or just whatever, right? Like for me, it's just certain smells. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm literally like fucking 5 years old right now. And it's just because of that one smell. And it's like, for those of you that especially were, conscious and around and, or not conscious, but like, well, yeah, I guess conscious and cognitive of what was happening in like the 90s, whether you were a kid or an adult or whatever, I mean, you remember how big of a thing potpourri was. And like, if you haven't heard of that since then, you're probably cracking the fuck up. And if you don't know what potpourri is, it's just like this incense thing, and you'd burn a candle, and it's like this little thing of like, almost looks like hookah tobacco and some liquid sort of, and this shit just, and it smells really fucking good, honestly. Like, I miss that. I don't even know if they do it. They have to still make it. I don't know, unless there's crazy chemicals in it or something. I don't know. But so it's like there's certain potpourri smells that's like, sometimes there's candles that smell like that, or sometimes certain things people will cook or whatever, right? And I'm like, oh, dude, like, no, like, fuck, dude. And it's like you can't explain it because it's so beyond words what it feels like to smell that smell, right? So I've been really fascinated by that lately and getting real and deeper into all the different herbs and plants and woods and things you can combine and different like incense resins and shit like that, right? Like copal or frankincense and just different things like that. And then also I've been listening to lately, like I've said, it's been a lot of country rap, and it's been like shamanic music or like music of the jungles or different tribes people or stuff like that. And I'm just gonna put this out there: if you know who Arthur Young is, or you don't know who Arthur Young is, you should go check him out because he's fucking sick. He's like I don't even know how old he is. He occurs to me like an older dude, and I've been listening to it a lot. He's got some sick songs. My two favorite songs, Welcome to the Country and Breaker Breaker 19. The other songs are funny and a little I kind of just crack up at them. But yeah, what I've summed up is that Arthur Young is a different variation of R.Kelly for old country trucker folk. Because he's like country rap R&B kind of. I can't explain. It's just fucking cool, dude. And it's soulful and it's like funny and cool and just, I don't know. It's a trip, dude. I find myself relating to things that I'm like, whoa, I never would have pictured myself relating to this, but because of how it was said and how and everything, it just creates that for me, right? So shit, I'm kind of running out of time. I gotta get to the next piece of this. Actually, this leaves me right at about the halfway mark. So hold on a second. Okay. Excuse me. I'm drinking coffee. Okay, so one thing that allows me to help do better teaching of breathing and thinking for my kids is to roll with my gut instinct. And a lot of times what that looks like is I'll see my kid doing something and I'm like, okay, that's not a favorable thing for them to be doing. And I would rather than get them in, as soon as I encounter that, rather than wanting to get them in trouble, I stop and I recalculate and I look at the big picture and I say, is this a skill or thing that will benefit them as an adult? Because being scared of spray bottles, being scared of climbing, being scared of making noise, being scared of being expressive, I do not want to teach that to my child. And that won't serve them as an adult. My kid being loud and disruptive and being expressive now, and if I can harness and maintain and grow that into them being an adult, in combination with being mindful, so you're not just some like fucking I don't know, over the top, like these people who like cement their feet and hands into cement over a fucking Starbucks drink or some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like not that kind of expressive, but I mean like expressive with some sense, where it's like it actually makes sense, and it, you know, it's not like, oh, save the whales. It's like, yes, you know, take care of the whales, obviously, but it's like that whole agenda is tied to such weird shit and all this, and it doesn't take much research to figure that out. But anyway, my point is that, like, for me, I'm listening to my gut instinct. So what I do is I defer or refer to how this will or won't benefit them as an adult, and then I let my gut instinct weigh in and make that decision, and then from there, I'll move forward into, all right, this is the course of action. Hey, look, let's not do that. Let's do this. Or, hey, look, this is okay if, or whatever, right? But the thing is like, and if we come to spazzing, I try and just introduce to myself or my child is to stop, breathe, think, reassess, and get present to breathing. Because the moment you come back, you get present to breathing, all fear and everything disappears. So if you're really present to breathing, then you don't have time to freak out because you're focusing on your breathing. And breathing is the source of life. So all you got to do is tap into the source of life, when you're freaking out, you're experiencing paranoia, fear, all you do is tap into the source of life, and then it's okay. And it starts becoming okay. And it takes practice. It's not just boom, immediate, automatic the first time. But this is what I do when I have to give speeches or like meet people that I'm super scared to meet or anything like that. Like I just take that time to like really stop and breathe and go back to the source of life. So that leads me to, it's like your gut instinct. Your gut instinct is almost always right, assuming that you feed your gut primarily good, healthy things for it. Because your gut is your first brain. And if you think that that's stupid or whatever, and you're like, oh, dumbass, like, your brain's your brain, then you need to stop and go do some research. Because I first laughed and I heard that too. And now looking back, I realize how fucking ignorant I was for laughing at that. Because I just didn't know any better. So, one thing I found and find fascinating is I'm in like different like groups about camping and this and that, and like DIY camping stuff and building, like different rigs and this and that to camp and off road and just be like outdoor bro type shit, right? And one thing that I saw was like there was a thread where it was like women talking about camping solo out in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, huh. Because I find that fascinating because, I mean, I guess I don't, it's not something I like think about, but thinking about it, I find that fascinating. Because when I go out and I'm completely by myself in the middle of nowhere, I'm like, the thing I'm most worried about is like another dude or men coming and stealing and harming or whatever my stuff or me, right? But that's also like, I don't know. It's like, that's not even my worst fear either. It's almost like, well, my worst fear next to, see, I don't want to like talk about worst fears. That's not healthy. But it's like, for the sake of this conversation, we kind of have to address it in a way. So it's like, all right, well, because sometimes when you are your most scared, your worst fears will come up. So this is the sake of talking about it, not to create and build on them, but to address and acknowledge and gain more acceptance so we can have more freedom around it. So one thing I noticed was there was this thread and this woman had said something along the lines of, hey, when I go camping, when I take all the precautions that people tell me to take, it makes me feel more scared and more paranoid. Like, for example, locking my tent, putting a carabiner on it, things like that, like, setting up a second camping chair to make it look like there's somebody else there with me, doing these little things. And she was like, yeah, I've tried them all and I get it and I understand the significance and the usefulness, etc. But she's like, it just freaks me the fuck out. And she was like, I think the point of doing this is to get out and have fun and relax and to not be out there just freaking the fuck out. So that's why, for me, the one thing I really learned is to just trust my gut instincts. And my gut instincts tell me not to use these things because they create more fear and it disrupts my gut instinct.
Damn, dude.
And I was like, whoa, that's such a good point, because she just summed up so many things for myself, even for when I'm out in the middle of nowhere by myself. And I was just like, wow, that's, interesting. Like, a lot of people go out there fully prepared to be scared and for the scariest worst case scenario, lock this, lock that, da-da-da. And that's good. There is a level of mindfulness you should have. And at the same time, it's like I've lived in places where you don't lock doors, and it's like people get pissed if you lock the doors. And I've lived in places where it's like, yo, you like actually need to lock the door. And it's like, that's the thing, is like I had to learn to trust my gut instincts in the places where it's like, yo, you don't need to lock the door here. It's safe. It's protected. And then that's where it's like you're trusting and having faith in the power of God. So it's like, it's kind of funny because I look at that scenario of, okay, how much do I trust in the power and faith of God to protect me and my home and my belongings versus I'm scared and I need to be prepared that somebody's going to break into my house.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Where do you draw the line, right? So it's like, that's where you have to assess, have mindfulness, and trust your gut instinct. Because the fact of the matter is, wherever you stand with God, believing, not believing, Jesus, fucking any version, right? Like whoever your God is, or however you, or not your God, whatever, right? The creator of everything in this world created both good and bad. So the reality is that we're not to just blindly follow and trust in God will protect us in everything. We do have to, you can, that's really faith, just to have ultimate faith in it. But at the same time, you got to have some sort of mindfulness, because having blind faith into anything is not good. Okay, false. Let me rephrase that. That's not true. Because having blind faith in yourself that you can make it and create something, whatever, good up to a certain point. At next, you need a plan and actual tangible things. So back to this story is that, like, the one thing that I observed is that all the successful women campers that I've observed that I've spoken to in real life, and that I've observed in these different like groups or whatever on Facebook or wherever, stuff that has to do with camping, all the successful ones that I personally observed, I'm having trouble speaking today. All my words. They all refer back to the success and safety of their trip being contributed to the trusting and listening of their gut instinct.
Damn, dude.
So it's like, dude, every successful trip has been dependent on their gut instinct. So if bringing a second chair to make it look like someone else is there with you is what your gut instinct tells you to do, cool. But if it's out of fear and then you bring that chair, then you're just attracting more fear, because then you're going to present, I'm trusting in this chair to save my life. And it's like that example of like a horse tied to a plastic chair. It's like, dude, if you just knew your own power, you wouldn't be stuck here, right? And it's like that with fear and like training of our brain and minds and all that. So that's one thing, is like your gut instinct will get you so fucking far if you allow it and tap into it. So the next piece of that kind of ties all of this together, which is like parents teaching paranoia and our gut instincts, in combination with trying different shit, in combination with, your gut instinct keeping you safe, and especially keeping somebody like a woman out on their own who's vulnerable safe, is to trust your gut instinct, to be able to listen to it, to trust it, to interpret it, and then to be able to trust it. Because some people, they don't know the difference between their brain and their gut in terms of its thinking and what the right move is. So a lot of times people will listen to the fear in their brain rather than the truth in their gut.
Damn, dude.
So my question to myself and to you guys, for you guys more so to ask yourself, not for me to ask you, but for you to ask you, can I go through hell and still be present and kind? Can you? Can you go through hell and still be present and kind? Now, to tack on to that a little bit more, can you still be present and kind while going through hell and still do good parenting and still maintain healthy habits? Because one thing that I'm really getting present to lately is how habits feed themselves like a motherfucker. So whatever your habit is, it keeps fucking feeding itself. So it's like, if you get used to eating Cheetos and that's your habit, you develop the craving and the expectation and then the triggers for wanting Cheetos, and then you develop that habit to where it's like it keeps feeding itself. Once you start eating a lot of Cheetos, you don't want less Cheetos the next day, right? I mean, like sometimes if you're a healthy eater, but it's like if you go so far that like that's what you get used to, then yeah, you kind of end up getting fucked in that sense. So same thing with just eating bad in general. Let's say, I know for myself, like I gain and lose weight like crazy, and I just realized that I got my gut back a little bit, and I'm like, oh no, I'm catching it at smaller and smaller points, and then I'm correcting. But I noticed and it popped out, and I was like, oh damn it, I was doing good, man. I just been eating too much chocolate. For those of you that listen to the show, I'm going to give away one of my little secrets for you guys because I love you guys and I appreciate you guys listening to the show. And this sounds crazy because I wouldn't believe it until I actually experienced this and I'm the one coming up with this claim, is that the grocery store Aldi, yes, motherfucking Aldi, for those of you who get the Plies reference, yeah, motherfucking Aldi. Aldi, yeah, motherfucking Aldi. Aldi has some of the best chocolates on this motherfucking planet.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
And I stand by that like a cat stands under its hat. I tell you what. And you already know that if I told you what, then I ain't gotta tell you why. So, just give you that little tidbit there. And if you've been listening, then you got that little gem. And go get you some Masha Roths. And especially the summer edition. I sound so fucking gay right now. But you know what I mean? Yo, these chocolates are made in Germany and they're fucking strong. Oh. Okay. Just go there and buy the ones that aren't my favorites, so I still have access to the ones that I like. Please. I'll give you a hint. I like the green one and the yellow one. And there's a thicker blue one, which is... Anyway, I've said too much. So... my chocolate habit has been feeding itself, and that feeds itself and feeds itself and feeds itself. Because now, after I work hard for the day and do all my shit, I'm like, ooh, I want that chocolate. And here's the thing, it's like when I'm healthy and I don't have this chocolate fucking running my life, I don't think about the chocolate because it's not in my world, right? But it's like the habit keeps feeding the fucking habit. Same thing with working out. It's like once your muscles start getting pumped, you're like, oh yeah, like it feels good, and you're like, oh, like you're craving more, right? Like it's just like that, and that's the way it is. So it's like, dude, that's, I think, so much the power of creating good structure and healthy habits is that it's like, dude, healthy habits allow us to go through hell in relationships or work or finances or spirituality or just our own personal fucking depressions or anxieties or pressure or whatever the fuck, right? Whoever the fuck bugs us or doesn't, but whatever, right? Healthy habits will allow us to maintain present through that, because like, all right, like my girlfriend's pissed at me, or I don't know, right? Whatever your thing is, right? Like, can you still show up and do your work? Can you still go and do your habits? Can you still get up and do the things that you love in the midst of being like, man, like fuck this? Right? Like somebody hella hurts your feelings, or you got rejected or turned down by something in some fashion. I've experienced so much of that in this past 2 years, like just getting turned down by different business places and this and that and all these things, right? And that's the thing, though, is like habits keep feeding themselves. When you collect wins, that habit keeps feeding itself. And that's why I keep doing the power list every day. And I've been doing my meditating and breath work and gratitude every single day for the past, I don't know, at least, week or so? Week, maybe? But it feels good because it's like, all right, no matter what I'm going through, I'm maintaining these healthy habits. And every time I do these healthy habits, I get further in my own personal freedom and development. And as that happens, I can still do good parenting and I can still maintain healthy habits. And I think even though I got my little panza growing, I caught it, my little pudge, if you don't know what that means, my little belly. It's like, okay, my habits are kind of course correcting because I'm like, oh, I went too far with the chocolate. Before, it would take me being like 5 times as fat as I am right now in order to observe that. So like I said, it's like I'll gain or lose 20 pounds in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I really can and do. And I know I don't know if that's healthy or not, whatever, but it's like, I mean, it's probably not. So this is where it's like I see myself going through whatever I got to go through and kind of course correcting it and steering it to the right way to where I'm really setting healthy habits in place for myself to be the best version of myself, to show up for my kids and, you know, my partner, my family, everybody, you know, my business, my clients, everybody around me, to where it's like, all right, not only can I thrive myself, but I can help other people thrive, and I can help empower them and help others lift up to be the greatest version of themselves and show them that it's possible. And it's like, all right, I walked this path of hell and I fucking jumped right in because it's like, yo, the devil picked a fight with me. And it's like, what the fuck is up, homie? Like, you're not going to scare me into living like in a fucking crab shell of a life. Like, fuck you. I'm coming the fuck outside. What's up? You know what I mean? So it's like, this is where it's like life has kicked my ass plenty. Sometimes it feels like more than the average person, but that's irrelevant. It doesn't really matter, right? That's my own bullshit story. And even with that, I acknowledge, okay, it is what it is. And a kid who got his video games taken away is no less of a thing than fucking me having my best friends get murdered. Pain is pain. The depth of it is irrelevant. Damn, you're hurting, your heart hurts, I'm sorry. Right? So this is where it's like, all right, I'm going to feed myself healthy habits so that way, no matter what, how much hell or the devil wants to brush up against me or try and enter my light. That's the thing, is my light is expanding so much bigger again. I had to fully pull it in, and now I'm finally like bringing it out again, and like re-standing and rediscovering in the beauty of myself and the power of myself and what I'm capable of. Because I've just been in a position to where I haven't been able to see it because shit's just been so fucking wild, and it's all exactly perfect. It's all exactly perfect. As much as sometimes shit fucking sucks, it's all exactly perfect because it is what it is. This is life tuition, homie. Like, you don't get out of paying life tuition. And those of us who do get out of paying life tuition live really shitty lives filled with lies and anger and hate and judgment and gossip and all that shit. You know what I mean? It's like these people aren't happy. You're just living in this world of like pretend land, to the next one, to the next movie, to the next video game, to the next character, to the next shoe drop, to the next fucking purse, to the next brand, to the next TV series, to the next fucking fancy dessert, to the next fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, to the next trend, till the next way you're supposed to do your eyebrows, to the next way you're supposed to comb your hair, or grow a beard or not grow a beard. You know what I'm saying? It's like all this stupid shit. It's like, just be your fucking self, bruh. Like, and in order to be yourself, sometimes you gotta face hell, you gotta face the devil, fucking chop that bitch down, and stand strong and be fucking proud of yourself. You know what I mean? So, I need to go get ready, you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And remember, whether or not our habits are good or bad, they will keep feeding themselves. So let's feed ourselves some good habits, you guys. Let's create a team of fucking winners. This is the Damn Dude Podcast. This is the Damn Dude family. Let's fucking get it, you guys. Please be sure to share this. Send it to a friend. Share it on Instagram. Share it on Facebook. Share it on whatever the new social thing is called. Wherever, right? I'd appreciate that. Or just take a screen capture and hashtag Damn Dude Podcast or something, right? Yeah, I appreciate it. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell your best friends, cousins, uncles, cherry farmers, swine flu, influenza, vaccine development protester who happens to stand on both sides of abortion rights about the Damn Dude motherfucking podcast. Because you know that dude's a fucking trip. You know, who's related to the guy who like stands in front of schools with abortion signs? Like, is that anybody's brother or uncle? Or like bro, like, can we like kind of like re-gear the message? Anyways, I don't even know if you guys, do those guys exist still? I don't know. We have the internet now. Anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Oh, shit, you guys. What can I here for days? Not here. You're still gonna be me and you. Much love, guys. Have a great day. Love you guys. Peace.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.